Hello and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and we're doing another treasure hunting guide. And this time, it's going to be for the Kuttenberg area. So we already did one for the Trotsky map. The Kuttenberg map is much larger and so therefore, logically, should have even better treasure locations. And basically, we're going to be hitting up all of these spots out in the countryside where you can find stuff. You know, these could be graves, they could be shrines, they could be interesting sites, enemy camps, etc. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go around to all of them and I'm just going to show you the ones that have useful loot. So it could be a chest with some high-level armor in it, maybe some unique stuff, some clothing, maybe skill books, crafting schematics, recipes, dice, Groschen, all that sort of stuff that you can go around and collect. I am equipped for it, so I just have a slightly beefed up version of the Master Huntsman's outfit on, so I've also got some mail on underneath. That's basically the only difference. And then we've got our weapon, of course, and then the only other stuff we're taking with us is some lockpicks and a spade, just in case we got to dig anything up. So that's it. I don't have any Groschen with me. I don't have any food, potions, books, materials. So that way, at the end of our treasure hunting trip, I'll be able to show you all of the stuff I've collected. So as we go through, I will show you the map location of each spot with something useful and what you have to do there. So with all that being said, let's dive on in and get to it. This is going to be time consuming to record, so if you could, leave a like on the video, a comment, maybe even subscribe to the channel, it'd be much appreciated. But with all that being said, let's just get to it. So our first spot is going to be right outside of Kuttenberg. We're going to be down here at the Kuttenberg Gallows. You can see Henry is standing right now. And inside here, it's going to be two different locations. So underneath the stairs, you'll find a barrel. Inside that barrel, you can find a coat, but really you find an engraved gemstone ring, some schnapps, 33 Groschen, and then some miscellaneous valuable stuff. And then if we go up on top of the gallows, you'll find a guy hanging here named Angel, and on his person you'll find some clothing and stuff, but you'll find a map of the Kuttenberg underground, which leads you to a treasure, 3.1 Groschen, and a gold badge of might. So that's what we can find at this location. Our next spot is not far from there. See, we're still outside Kuttenberg, and you're going to want to find yourself in these little islands here, and you'll find the sunken chest. Sunken chest is right here next to this tree in the dirt, and it will be locked with a hard lock, and once you open it, you'll find the strength of the knight for 241 Groschen and then some more loot. So that's what you can find at this location. Our next spot is still pretty close to Kuttenberg. This time we're up a little bit further towards the monastery, and you'll find right where I have Henry standing, the Love Nest. It will be this small building with a very hard locked door. Inside you'll just find a couple things, not in a chest, but here on the stool you can find the Art of Demosthenes 3, and then here on the table there's a couple valuable pieces of loot like a silver cup and a silver chalice. Over here on this corner thing you'll find some strong lion perfume, which is, you know, worth grabbing. But that's all you find at this spot. Not far from that last spot, closer to Sedless Monastery, we have a location called the Hidden Ladder, and you'll find this one coming up towards the monastery wall behind these bushes. There's a ladder here, and you'll find a medium locked chest here with some valuable clothing in it, including a level 3 burger's hat, some fitted coats, burger shoes, simple hose, got the gemstone ring, some savior schnapps, a map from Chest by Sedlitz, 78 Groschen, a key from Chest by Sedlitz, some soap, and a strong lion perfume. So all of that can be used to go and get some treasure if we follow that map. But that's what you can get at this location. Our next spot is going to be north of Kuttenberg, and you can see Grund is over here, so we're in the burnt down forest, and right where my character is, you have a burnt down hideout. Inside this hideout, you will find various different foods and stuff that can be somewhat useful, but mostly just 200 grosch. So that's the interesting thing about this spot. And even though it's not much, since we're not far from there, if we go down just past it a little bit to the burnt down camp, in this bag here, which you can find in the burnt down cap, you can find a hunting cap, which is quite nice, along with some food that I presume wasn't cooked before the forest burnt down. But yeah, fun enough. Our next spot is going to be just a little bit past Old Kutna. We have two little locations right here. We have the closed mine and the locked dugout. If we stop at the closed mine first and go inside this little building here, in the back we can find a barrel with an old key on it. And if we go over to the dugout, we'll find ourselves a smuggler who we have to take out. And so he'll obviously have valuable stuff on him, like a full suit of armor. All we're going to take is the Groschen though. And then inside we can find all sorts of goodies, like a hard lock chest, inside of which we'll find a warhammer, a marksman's hook gun, various valuable things like nutmeg or whatever. We can get the sketch for the dueling longsword, which is one of the best swords in the game and certainly one of the best you can craft. We can get 362 Groschen. If we turn around and look at this little loot pile here and open that up, we can find another skill book, the Product of Skilled Hands 4, as well as some blacksmithing materials, some armor's kits, and some blacksmith's kit. And that does it for this spot, which is a pretty good one in my opinion. And again, just so you know, map location, we're outside of Old Kutna. It's up here at the locked dugout. I don't know what that old key is for, but I figured I'd take it just in case it comes in handy. Our next spot is an enemy camp, and so you can see we're still pretty close to Old Kutna, right here where my character is located. In this camp, we'll find several people you can kill, so that's 1 bandit, 2 bandits, 3, 4, 5 bandits in this camp. But the real treasure doesn't come from them or their loot. I mean, the stuff they have is valuable and stuff. But the unique things are in the 2 buildings. So in this one building, we'll find a reinforced, very hard lock chest, and inside there you can find a level 3 master's handgun, the engraved silver ring, gemstone ring, a Krakowian saddle worth 2,300 Groschen, so very valuable. Life in the Saddle 4 as a skill book. 1,240 Groschen and a silver chalice, so very valuable treasure in there. And then if we go check out the other building, there's a medium lock chest in this one, where you can find not quite as valuable stuff, but we can find the sketch for the shell hunting sword, 13 Groschen, some armor's kits and marksman's kits, and then some basic potions. So definitely a valuable spot to check out. And then of course, you know, whatever valuable loot you take off those bandits. Our next spot is going to be right along the road here, kind of by Saitoki, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but Kuttenberg's right here. So this spot is going to be the caravan remains, and there's going to be 2 different things. One is going to be this bag, which has some smithing materials in it, and then over here on the other side, there will be an unlocked chest, and in that chest you can find a quick finger potion, 3 Groschen, and a sketch for the horseman's pick, which is of course a super valuable item, whether or not you want to smith it or not. We can also find 33 charcoal over here, but that's what you can get at this spot. All right, our next spot isn't going to be too far from where we were. You can see where my character is on the map. You'll find an enemy camp here. At this enemy camp, you'll find quite a few bandits. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bandits here. And so obviously all of their gear and loot and stuff is going to be valuable. But over in the camp, you'll find a medium locked chest. In that chest, you'll obviously find any of their loot that they're not wearing. So quite a bit of valuable weapons and armor. Definitely recommend grabbing all of this. You'll find some jewelry, which is very useful. And of course, high value for the weight. Marigold decoction. The important thing though is the noble sword sketch, so you'll be able to smith the noble sword after this, and 391 Groschen. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all the valuable level 3 stuff here, but yeah, just keep in mind, obviously, on the bandits themselves and in the chest, some real valuable stuff, as well as the sketch that we came here for. Next, over here between Kuttenberg and Bylany, over here on this kind of abandoned section or empty section, you'll find something called the sharpshooter duel, and this is one I quite like for a lot of reasons, one of which you'll find 2 dead noblemen, along with some valuable weapons. So this one will have an ornate hunting crossbow, which you want to go ahead and grab. Then if you go look at Marksman Albrecht, you can find some valuable stuff like a level 3 Basilard, some more level 3 clothing. You can find a book called A Treatise on the Beauty of the Crossbow, some Groschen, and then a hairpin of bone. So valuable loot on him. And you can also find arrows and stuff on the ground, but I don't feel like picking all those up. On the other marksman, you'll find Sitirad of Loretz, and if you rob him, you can find some more level 3 clothing. Not all of it will be, but also a skill book called Book on the Nobility of the Bow, and some more Groschen. And then he will have a hazel longbow sitting by him, which is worth over 1,000 Groschen, so definitely worth picking up. On this table over here, you'll find an ornate tin pitcher, 2 silver cups. You'll find a key to the wager chest, and if you don't grab that, this will be a very hard lock, but if you do, you can unlock and open it, and inside you'll find 500 Groschen. So definitely a location worth checking out. Lots of valuable loot, good weapons, 2 skill books, and 500 Groschen just sitting there in a chest. So definitely an excellent spot. Our next unique and interesting spot is close to the border of the map. So Bylany's over here. We're way down in the woods at the old massive tree. It's between a boar and wolf hunting spot. And at this tree, you'll find a strange straw hat sitting on a rock. And that's it. I don't know what the hat is for. It's definitely unique. So I guess if you want every item, you need to get it. It's probably for something, but I have no idea what it's for. But that's this spot. Our next spot is fairly close to the Danemark fast travel spot. It's up here in the trees, and it's a poacher's camp. Inside the poacher's camp, you'll find 2 poachers and 4 dogs, so keep that in mind. And there will be an easy locked chest. Inside that chest, you'll find some basic supplies, but the important thing is just 378 Groschen. So, I mean, a lot of this other stuff is worth money too, but, you know, the money's where it's at for me. I mean, you could also loot the 2 people, and you could butcher the 4 dogs if you want. So this spot could be worth a lot more than what I just showed you. All right, our next spot is somewhat of an unmarked, larger bandit camp, and if you go to Old Lota, which is over here by Malashov, here's Bylany, you make your way up here, and you'll find an alchemy bench surrounded by the ruins of a castle. So there's Old Loda. We're right up the hill from there. Inside, you'll find 7 bandits, so they're pretty well armed. You can see 3 dead here, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Inside the building, you'll find a alchemist, okay? So all of these bandits are going to have valuable weapons and armor on them, but the chests in the area have a lot of stuff too. So in this building, there's a chest right here that'll have a very strong lock. In there, you'll find a bunch of strong variants of potions and poisons. You'll find a book called On the Composition of Alchemy 4. You'll find the recipe for the Bane poison, and you'll find 383 Groschen. Up the ladder, you'll find another very hard lock chest. Inside this one, you'll find some ammo for the guns, a recipe for scattershot gunpowder, and then some alchemy ingredients and some more Groschen. And then there are 2 more chests in the area that will have various different things depending when you come here and how heavily armed you killed the bandits. I killed the bandits while they were all armed and armored. There'll be one right here in this lean-to that'll have some stuff in it. And then in this little outbuilding off to the side, there's another one in here that will be locked, and you can find stuff in there. Like I said, those are just the loot chests for the people in this camp. So if you want to get their loot, you'd have to take it off their bodies if you killed them like I did. But that is this location. Our next spot is going to be the abandoned barn just south of Waisoka. So you can see that where my guy is located right here. That's where we're going. Inside the barn, this one's fairly simple. You just go in, find this little barrel here. Inside the barrel, you'll find a gemstone silver ring, marigold decoction, 235 Groschen, 12 lockpicks, 6 bandages, and a cobbler's kit. So nothing unique here, but valuable stuff. Our next spot's going to be a pot by Shiitake, is how I'm going to pronounce that from now on. And you can see there's the fast travel point. We're out here to the left of the town at the buried stash. You'll find it, there's this little hole in the fence here. And if you go up, you'll be able to dig through it. And inside the stash, you'll find a lot of high-level armor and weapons. So that's basically everything in here. A full suit of armor and crossbow and an axe. So all good stuff. Definitely worth a lot to take it all. Our next spot is also pretty close to Shiitake. So you can see there's where the fast travel point is. We're just up the road and off to the left where we're going to find a deserters camp. Here you will find 5 decently high-level deserters from Sigismund's army. And you can, of course, kill them, and they will have a lot of valuable loot on them. Inside the building, there will be a lock chest down here with a easy or medium lock on it. And inside you'll find, again, a bunch of valuable armor. And then up the stairs, you'll find the chest we're looking for, which also is locked. That will come with a Krakowian saddle worth 2,300 Groschen, the broadsword and cumin shashka sketches, and some blacksmithing equipment. So overall, definitely a very valuable site to hit up, especially if you're going to kill the bandits and take all their stuff. Our next spot isn't far from there, so you can see we're still just pretty close to Shiitake. We're up here, and up in the hills you'll find the burnt down mill. It's pretty easy to see from a distance because it's a burnt down mill. And this one's not crazy valuable, but you can get some money off of it because in this sack you can find just a whole bunch of different basic clothing. And then if you go up the stairs, you'll find a medium locked chest. Inside that chest you'll find a unique book called On the Adamites or Naked Worshippers. So that's always fun. And that's what you can find at this location. Another location is going to be found between Opadowitz and Sigismund's camp. So if you're around here, be careful because there's a bunch of dangerous bandits inside here, which is also a great looting spot, but I'm not going to go in. But anyway, you'll find the scholar spot here in the middle of this little rivery lake pond area. And on this spot, you'll find a couple things. So you'll find a book called On the Cumins, which is useful. You'll find some spectacles, which have nice high charisma and are cool because you can actually wear them. And then you'll find a sketch for the cumin phokos, which is a weapon that you can forge. So quite a few valuable things to grab here. Another spot is over by Horshan. So you can see here's the Horshan fast travel point. We're just a little bit past that into the woods right here where our person is located. And here you'll find the Hanged Man. So there's 2 things to check out here. Obviously the man himself will have some stuff on him, like some clothing that you could take and some coins and the Hanged Man's key. And then down here in this satchel, you'll find the sketch for the common saber, 23 Groschen, and a king's die. Next, we've got a spot in the woods pretty close to Bohunowitz. Over here to the right of it, you will find the buried treasure, exactly where my guy is standing. And in this grave, you'll find buried treasure. So we'll find the golden cross ring, one of, if not the absolute best rings in the game as far as charisma is concerned, with 56, 188 Groschen, and then 2 golden crucifixes, again, valuable at 1430 Groschen each, a golden cup for 770, and then 2 other things. So just some good extra money that we can grab here. Next spot's going to be close to Raborsh here, so there's the fast travel point, where we're going to be on the other side of the pond from the laundry point at 2 dead trees, which is where my guy's standing. And you'll find this tree kind of hanging over the ledge, and there's some nests in it, and you can knock those down to get the stuff. But underneath, there's a little urn, like in this hole. So if you kind of get down the hill from here, you'll find some stuff drawn there. And in this urn, you'll find 348 Groschen. So a nice little chunk of Groschen you can grab. Not far from where we just were, so here's Raborsch. There's the 2 dead trees. We're going to be over by this little body of water, and if you go towards the dam and then the flooded out cottage, so there's the flooded out cottage, you keep walking this way, you'll find a little tree sticking up, and if you go up to it, you can examine it, and inside you'll find a bunch of herbs, but most importantly, a 315 Groschen gemstone ring, which is pretty cool. Our next spot is going to be close to Sukdol, so the starting spot for our second map, and we're going to be just north of there, and you're going to find the watering hole right here in the woods. In the watering hole, or at the watering hole I should say, you'll find just a little tent with a bag in front of it, and inside you can find the racing horseshoes, so flawless horseshoes that enable the horse to reach the highest possible speed, so pretty cool, and as far as I know, unique in the game. I've never found them anywhere else. So we can grab that, we can get our bar Aesop potion, and 23 Groschen. Oh, even grab some salt. Yeah, that's what you can find at this location. Our next spot is kind of between Raborsch and Sukdol, and it's here in the woods. You'll find the overgrown quarry. You can see you'll find a guy lying down there in the water. If you climb up the hill from there, we're gonna go up this board. Over to the right, underneath this ledge, we'll find a little pot, and inside that pot, we'll find 492 Groschen. So almost 500 Groschen just sitting there. Pretty valuable, I'd say. And so that does it. Our overall haul is about 2,000 pounds worth of, or it says K. So maybe they do mean kilograms in this game, even though kilos did not exist yet, as the metric system had not been invented. But anyway, we gathered a lot of stuff. Now, mind you, a lot of this stuff is weapons and armor that, you know, you'll have to kill people if you want to grab, because most of these weapons and armor were not in chests. But that being said, if we go down the list, you can see we've got multiple dueling longswords, some Basilards, Ravensbeak, Captain's Mace, Knight's Axe, Warhammer, Rider's Warhammer, Broadaxe, Cuman Focus, Work Axe, all at level 3, a couple different shields. We've got some for ranged weapons, some of the best guns in the game, some of the best crossbows in the game, one of the best bows, or 2 of the best bows in the game. Then we got a bunch of different pretty decent ammunition, just a ton of clothing and armor. All of this stuff was picked up on this run, and none of it was from random events or anything. All of this was from the bandit camps that we cleared out, and the chests that we got. A bunch of jewelry, including some of the best stuff in the game, like the Golden Cross ring, the racing horseshoes, which, like I said, I'm pretty sure that's the only spot you can get them, and 2 of the most expensive saddles in the game. A bunch of food, tons of potions. Obviously, that's hard to quantify, but I didn't have any of that with me when I started. The real valuable stuff, which is a couple unique lore books, and then quite a few unique skill books, 3 different maps, a letter, and then a bunch of recipes. So the Bane Poison recipe, recipe for Scattershot Gunpowder, Broadsword, Common Saber, Cuman Focus, Cuman Shashka, Dueling Longsword, which is the best longsword you can craft in the game, the Horseman's Pick, the Noble's Sword, the Shell Hunting Sword. A bunch of materials, including some pretty nice crafting materials. Quite a few armors, blacksmiths, cobblers, marksmans, tailor kits, you know, lots of that stuff going on. Quite a few dice. A lot of badges, and quite a bit miscellaneous loot that'll be able to be sold for lots of money. So overall, definitely a very good loot run to do, and now you know where to get all those things that I just got. So that's all for the Kuttenberg area treasure hunt. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.